Stephanie here at Lavender Rose Fabrics in Eureka, California. I'm here today to show you a tutorial on how to make a stack and whack panel quilt. For this project, you will need 5 panels that are exactly the same. Now this particular project, I'm using a 1-yard panel, but you can use the smaller 2/3 yard panel. You're just gonna end up with less blocks and so a smaller finished quilt. Also, this project is better when you have a large 1-yard panel that is all one image. There are a lot of panels that have like blocks that are different things that kind of all go together, different animals or scenes, but you will end up with a lot of really sharp, hard lines in your quilt blocks if you do that. So you're welcome to go ahead and try it that way. But for this particular project, I'm going to be using the Call of the Sea panels by Josephine Wall. And again, you will need 5 panels. We are going to leave 1 hole for the center, and then we're going to chop up the other 4 to create your accent blocks. And I'll show you exactly how to do that right now. Let's go.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is take your other 4 panels and you are going to line them up so that they are exactly perfectly in the same exact spot on top of each other. Now, the way I do that is I try to find specific points. Like, for example, here, I put these pins all through the seahorse eye all the way down because it was an easy spot to be able to line them up. Right here, I used the point of the shell. So I'm going to show you right here on this shell how I do that. So I take my pin and I find the point. I'm going to go right through this little black dot in the middle of the shell. So I put my pin straight down through that. And then I come put it on that one. Put it in the same exact spot on that one. And then the 4th one. Then I take the pin from the bottom and kind of wiggle it around so that all the fabric lines up perfectly in that exact spot. And then from there, I just kind of pull it through very, very close so that it hopefully doesn't shift the fabrics. From here, we are going to start cutting up your panel into even number of block squares. So we're going to start with strips. So as you can see, this is a 1-yard panel, but it has borders all around it. So once I actually measured the actual panel, it came out to about 34 by about 42. So I figured with that math, the block size I would use would be 8-inch squares. That way I would have the least amount of waste. Now, if I was doing a smaller panel, I would probably do 6-inch squares. But this particular one, I decided to go with 8-inch squares. So what I'm doing is once I have everything lined up, then we are going to start to cut it into 8-inch strips going this way. You're going to cut the whole thing. And then once you have your 8-inch strips cut, then we are going to cut it the opposite way to make it into 8-inch squares. And you can see this is how much of the scrap I get left with using the 8-inch blocks. Now from here, you are going to take each square and you are going to cut it in an X. Now each of these becomes a quilt block. So just to give you a visual. Whenever you are pressing your pieces, I always recommend pressing them the same direction so that when you go to put them together, you can see they will lock in together. Right here, you can just pull And then you can put a pin right there, and your center points will always come together beautifully.
It's not a mermaid in the sea. What you see are only we. It's not a mermaid.
So if you cut your blocks up in the way that I showed you here today, you should end up with 80 7.5-inch finished blocks. And now you can take those squares and you can place them around the panel. Or I was actually thinking it might be kind of fun to take these blocks and turn them into a quilted coat. I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do with these yet, but stay tuned, and once I figure it out, I'll share it with you. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it inspired you to step out of your comfort zone and play with some panels. If you have any questions, feel free to send us a message or stop by our shop at 301 West Harris in Eureka. Thanks for watching. Bye!